Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Gio and Emma's journey on General Hospital has become one of those storylines that quietly sneaks up on you, building piece by piece until suddenly it's the emotional centerpiece you can't stop thinking about. What makes their arc so compelling is that it isn't being rushed. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's being carefully crafted as a slow burn, a long game that thrives on subtle moments, meaningful looks, and the kind of layered development that makes you lean in and pay attention. In a soap world that often thrives on shock twists, quick romances, and instant drama, the steady pacing of Gio and Emma is proof that General Hospital knows how to pull off the art of anticipation. When you watch them interact, there's a certain restraint that's refreshing. It's not about throwing them together overnight or forcing a dramatic confession after a handful of scenes. Instead, we're seeing how small details can create a powerful narrative. Every time they share a frame, you sense the chemistry, but you also sense the patience in the storytelling. They're not being given shortcuts. They're earning their way into each other's worlds. And because of that, viewers are more invested with each passing week. One of the hallmarks of a good slow burn is tension. The unspoken energy between two characters who clearly connect but don't yet say it outright. Gio and Emma embody this perfectly. Watch how the writers make use of silence, how a simple pause before a line or a glance across the room carries as much weight as a long speech. These are the tools that allow a relationship to breathe. It's the waiting that makes the payoff worth it. And when the payoff finally arrives, you can be sure the impact will be magnified tenfold because of the careful build that's been laid down over months. Another reason this works is that both Gio and Emma come into this dynamic with their own established identities. They aren't blank slates waiting to be defined by a romance. Emma has history, depth, and a personality that longtime fans already know. She carries her legacy, her connections to the Scorpio family, and her strong sense of independence. Gio, on the other hand, is being developed right before our eyes, and that development is deliberate. We're not seeing him become instantly perfect or dramatically flawed in some one-note way. Instead, his character is layered in a way that mirrors Emma's. Both have strengths, both have vulnerabilities, and both are figuring out who they are in this complicated world of Port Charles. What's fascinating about their pairing is that it doesn't feel like the writers are trying to recreate an old formula. Instead, it feels like a new template is being drawn up, one that borrows from the past but isn't beholden to it. Longtime viewers remember other slow burns on General Hospital, the kind where you waited months, even years, for a couple to fully come together. Think about the anticipation that made Luke and Laura iconic, or the way Sunny and Brenda pulled audiences in with a mix of passion and patience. That kind of long-form storytelling doesn't just create couples, it creates legacies. And Gio and Emma seem poised to be the next in line. You can tell this isn't accidental. Every scene with them is intentional, even if it seems small on the surface. Maybe it's Emma giving Gio advice in a quiet moment, or Gio offering support when Emma doesn't even realize she needs it. These beats may seem ordinary, but they're planting seeds. Seeds that grow over time, until suddenly the audience realizes something monumental has bloomed. That's the essence of the long game. It feels natural, unforced, inevitable. You can't pinpoint the exact moment when friendship becomes something more, but you feel it happening in real time. General Hospital is also using its ensemble cast to heighten the effect. Gio and Emma don't exist in isolation. Their interactions with others, family, friends, even rivals help shape the audience's perception of what they could become together. When another character notices their chemistry, or when someone casually comments on their connection, it amplifies what the audience already suspects. It becomes a shared secret between the characters, the show, and the viewers at home. That kind of layering makes the story feel lived in, as though it's happening organically rather than being written. Pacing is everything in a slow burn, and this show is nailing it. Too slow, and the audience loses interest. Too fast, and the magic of anticipation disappears. With Gio and Emma, the tempo feels just right. Each week brings enough progress to keep fans engaged, but holds back enough to make us crave more. It's like a puzzle being assembled piece by piece. You don't see the whole picture immediately, but the satisfaction grows as the image becomes clearer. And by the time it's complete, the journey of watching it come together feels just as rewarding as the finished product. One of the most important aspects of a slow burn is emotional authenticity, and that's where Gio and Emma really shine. Their conversations feel genuine, rooted in who they are as people rather than what the plot needs them to say. When Emma listens to Gio, she's not just there as a love interest in waiting. She's a friend, an equal, someone who sees him as more than a potential romance. And when Gio responds, it's with sincerity, sometimes awkward, sometimes vulnerable, but always real. That's what creates resonance. That's what makes viewers believe in the possibility of something lasting. The show is also carefully balancing external drama with internal growth. In a soap, external drama is unavoidable family conflicts, secrets, rivalries, all the heightened stakes that keep the world spinning. But the trick is not letting those elements overshadow the quiet work of character building. With Gio and Emma, the external drama provides a backdrop, a canvas, while the real story unfolds in the subtle brushstrokes of their connection. You watch them navigate crises, but what you remember are the moments in between, the times when their bond feels unshakable even in the face of chaos. That's why fans are talking about them. It's not because they've shared some grand romantic declaration, or because their story is packed with shocking twists. It's because they feel real. They feel relatable. They remind viewers of how relationships often develop in real life gradually, tentatively, with steps forward and steps back. That relatability is rare in a genre that often thrives on heightened reality. And it's exactly why their story stands out. How General Hospital is using patience as a storytelling weapon. In an age when audiences are used to instant gratification, when streaming platforms drop entire seasons at once, soaps are still uniquely positioned to deliver something different. They thrive on the day-to-day, on the slow drip of story that rewards loyalty and attentiveness. And Gio and Emma are the perfect example of how that formula can still captivate in 2025. The writers are saying to the audience, stay with us, trust us, because what's coming will be worth every moment you've waited. There's also the legacy factor. Emma isn't just another character. She's part of a family tree that stretches back decades. Gio, by being paired with her, is being positioned within that legacy, slowly integrating him into her world, and by extension into the larger tapestry of Port Charles, is a way of ensuring that his character has staying power. It's not just about romance. It's about belonging. And once that belonging is cemented, it opens the door for both of them to carry forward storylines that ripple across the canvas for years to come. The chemistry between the actors is another piece of the puzzle. Chemistry can't be manufactured, it either exists or it doesn't. And with Gio and Emma, it's undeniable. The camera lingers just a little longer when they're together, because it knows the audience is locked in. Even a casual conversation between them feels electric, like you're watching something you're not supposed to see. That's the hallmark of a pairing that has the potential to define an era of the show. And yet, the brilliance is that the writers aren't cashing in on that chemistry too quickly. They're letting it simmer. They're letting the audience stew in anticipation. Because they know that when the dam finally breaks, the emotional payoff will be seismic. It's like a song that builds and builds until the chorus explodes, and when it does, you're swept up in it completely. That's what makes slow burns unforgettable. That's why they stick with you long after the initial moment passes. General Hospital is showing that the art of the slow burn is alive and well, and Gio and Emma are the proof. They're reminding us that sometimes the most powerful stories aren't the loudest ones. They're the ones that take their time, that trust the audience to notice the small things, that build a foundation brick by brick. By doing so, the show isn't just creating a romance, it's creating history. And for fans who have been watching for years, even decades, that kind of storytelling is what keeps them coming back day after day. As Gio and Emma's story continues to unfold, you can feel the anticipation growing. Fans speculate about when the first kiss will happen, or when one of them will finally admit what's so obvious to everyone watching. But the beauty of the slow burn is that it makes those moments secondary. What really matters is the journey, the incremental steps that lead there. The way Emma's smile lingers a second longer than usual. The way Joe's eyes soften when he looks at her. These are the milestones that matter. And when the bigger ones arrive, they'll be all the more powerful because of the path that led to them. It's also worth noting that this kind of storytelling is a gift to the actors. A rushed storyline doesn't give performers the chance to explore nuance, but a slow burn does. It allows them to play with subtle shifts in expression, to explore hesitation, to show growth over time. The result is a richer performance that resonates more deeply with the audience. And that's exactly what we're seeing with Gio and Emma. They're not just being written well, they're being performed in a way that elevates the writing. All of this adds up to something that feels rare in today's television landscape: patience rewarded. Gio and Emma's story is a reminder that anticipation is part of the fun, that waiting can be just as enjoyable as the payoff, that the slow burn, when done right, isn't slow at all, it's deliberate, it's intentional, and it's exhilarating in its own quiet way. And in the world of General Hospital, that's exactly the kind of storytelling that makes legends. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.